fan base is actually something like a community made for a show, game, cartoon, animation. It could be anything, and it fandoms like it's hard to explain, but like the curation like a show or a movie show. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Getting a lot of fan art. Anyway, in every basket of apples, there is at least a rotten apple, and this is how the world is. At least there's some bad people in this life, and if there is some bad people, it could be in the fan base. However, what I'm going to talk about is like a fan base got how to explain, like the fan base is now get hated because of some people, and it make it so hard. Like if you are a part of those fan base, you could feel embarrassing to express yourself. Like if people knew that you are a part of those fan base, you will just feel embarrassing because they will thought that everyone is cringe. There is sometimes where the fandoms by itself is actually cringe, like the fandom, like everybody who love it is actually a cringe person, or sometimes it is because of the thing or the game or the show or the cartoon, however, is actually a good thing, but the fandom ruined it, that it makes the other hate it. Or it could be even some weird fandoms made about a cartoon, but it's made for kids, and the fandom is actually adult, or not even adult, but a children who think that this cartoon is actually a something big or a deep thing. This is the video we're talking about. So yeah, before we start the video, I will just warn you, this is not a drama video or something like that, since I didn't want to make a drama videos, because my all videos was actually let's just say random, where I post some stuff that I love, including drama videos, because it's really fun to editing the video and making it sound like exciting, but as it took down some of my videos. However, I will just discuss about some stuff, and yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I'm going to speak like random. I made the list. I don't care if I'm not gonna start with the normal until the strangest things. Like I'm not gonna make it like the iceberg. No. So yeah, we're gonna start for real. My Little Pony is actually a show that it has made. It was by this studio. The show was actually innocent, and it was talking about a bunch of unicorn known as Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, Applejack, and the main character, Twilight Sparkle. So yeah, the characters was actually having like a type of personality. Pinkie Pie is the silly one. Fluttershy is the one who is shy. You can tell by her name. Applejack, I guess, a tomboy. And Twilight Sparkle is the smart one. Perhaps, as I mentioned, she's the main character. As I said, it is a show that it made for children. and let's just say some type of people has loved the show. I mean, not only children. We got the people known as the brony. Who are the brony? They are actually adult people who loved the show. However, like, it was strange because the fact this show like is talking about friendship, blah blah blah, these stuff. What make it strange is actually those adult was they were a creep. Alright, let's just say that they were having a lust on the characters. So yeah, what make it strange is the fact they actually simp on a ponies. Like, it's kind of creepy, and I'll just speak of only one incident of every fandom as examples. All right, only one of every fandom. So I will make sure that not gonna make the video extremely long and boring. So there's someone known as Brandon who was actually a fan of My Little Pony, and he was a brony. And the strangest part is that he made a series. It was like making an animation using even a green screen, imagining himself that he's in the My Little Pony world, and the footage was actually not the best thing. Like, the screens, the scenes was actually so cringe. Perhaps he was paying money for people to draw him doing some disgusting thing with some of the characters, and there was one of the characters, like, he was imagining himself kissing Flourish, Twilight Sparkle, and a character. I don't recognize her. I'm not too sure. Maybe she is his OC, or maybe she is canon. It doesn't matter. So he always loved to imagine himself having a character, and he got exposed like everyone. I don't need to explain why is he exposed and got cancelled. Brownies are really strange people. Especially they are usually most of them are actually a cupcake lover. So yeah, not the best part. Bluey is a
Wow, there she is. Starlight Glimmer. She's so much more beautiful in person. Or would it be in real?
Don't worry, I'll help you out.
Bluey is a Hold on. I am Neftri from the future. While I was editing on the video, I did a research on Bluey fandom. Sadly, I didn't mention a lot of about Bluey fandom because I thought they are only adults drawing an NSFW and they're acting weird. But the community is actually toxic and they are fighting just because of the fact, rather if the character have ADHD or autism, these things, it doesn't matter. So yeah, let's go back to the video. Kid show. So yeah, just like it the fandom at least is a little bit of different of My Little Pony. I don't know. Look, pal, I didn't make a research or stuff, and I know it's a mistake to make a video without research and stuff, but all what I know that there is some adults who love the show, drawing fan art, and I really sure that they had some weird fetish. I'm not too sure. Yeah. There's not so much to speak of. And I always wonder about like why there's some adult people love the show. There's somebody that I know, he's actually my friend, and I'm not gonna say his name. Maybe like I didn't took his permission, so he's a fan of this show. At least he's young, so yeah. I was really wondering why there's some adults who love this show. My friend responds to me because the show is talking about some deep things, like it is not just an only kid show that it just regular kid show. No, it is something deeper about this show, speaking about some deep stuff, My Hero Academy. It is actually an anime, and some of the characters, not gonna say all, but some of them have some cool design. It sometimes has been inspired me, and I'm not a fan of this anime, and I don't watch anime, but My Hero Academy is talking about a person known as Deco, who has no power because he's worthless in this life, and basically he got finally a power, but in my opinion he's still apathetic. Just kidding. Alright. It talk about him in academy where he learned how to be a hero. Keep in mind, this is not a kid show like Bluey and My Little Pony, so at least it's much more normal than the other. Let's just say it's cringe at least. Yeah, so it's better than having some bunch of PDF file, just bunch of cringe people and gay people, much more better. So yeah. So the strange part is how the fandom ruined the anime because of the cringe videos that they were making, such as the cosplay was extremely cringe, and they shipped Deco with a character, I forgot his name, but yeah, even the personality of Deco, not because of the personality of Deco was a little bit soft or something, it means that he is a gay or something. That just ruined the anime. It's really bad, Another thing about My Hero Academy is the fact that people who are in the fandom, I'm not too sure, but I'm sure, I didn't see that, or they but I'm really sure that they don't know anything about the lore. They didn't see the anime. They don't know. They are just in the fandom, so they can ship and how to explain. It really suck that some show, games, cartoon getting fandom, and the fandom doesn't have any idea about the story behind the game or the show, whatever. I'm really sure that they don't know what it is My Hero Academy from the beginning. They don't know the story, the lore, anything. They just think that, oh, Deco is a gay person. They have no idea. So yeah.
I think I'm dreaming. Somebody pinched me. There's no way that this dude named Autumn dressed up like a reptilian Teletubby is trying to start talking to me. There's literally... Are you barking? Are you barking? No, you wanna get...
Both of you shut up. You're just acting, don't you? It really cringe when it's staged. Pack God, please quit. YouTube, you're making the children much more dumb. You and Steak.
Furry. Oh, I used to have a a history with the fairies. Especially that I used to hate them, and I used to hate them all. And everything has changed because I don't know. Still thinking if I was wrong or not. But I try to be a good person. I used to have a drama with them. It is not a big drama since nobody knows me, but I used to know someone who was commenting my video and stuff, and I think he's a fairy, not too sure. He is a fairy, I guess. And he hated me because, I used to hate fairies. Perhaps you may think that I am just a horrible person and stuff, but that was the past. But I can't. It really hurts that I just hated fairies, but nobody understands the point of. And it just because I'm not acting like a victim. I was wrong, but I remember when I used to make videos about fairies, nobody did try to tell me that I'm wrong or something. Some of them did, but most of people in the comment just tried to roast me and stuff. Like they were acting like bad guy. This guy is really pathetic. So yeah, I really hate how the life turning into a. Instead telling people that they are actually wrong, you just keep telling some stuff like try to offend them, like they were just telling me that I am little Timmy, or make fun of me because I make fun of my grammar, because they were just make fun of my grammar. And yeah, it really hurts, to be honest. Let's just back to the topic. What is fairy actually? If you're living under the rock and you don't know them, fairies are actually a bunch of people who wears a suit, like an anthro characters, wearing a suit, and it doesn't have to be only a suit. It could be an art, and it is a little bit weird. And you will think, yeah, naturally, if you hate fairies just because they were a bunch of teenagers wearing a suit about anthro, I know they're kind of weirdo, but let people enjoy things. But I had my own reason. Some people will think that I used to hate fairies because they were cringe. It is not cringe. I don't think fairies are cringe people. I just feel strange a little bit, but I will just let them have their own fun, because this is not my business after all. But the fact is, there was a lot of disgusting incidents that it happened in the fandom. Most of them are actually a cupcake lover and stuff. That's why I used to hate them, alright? I'm not acting like a victim, and I'm not defending anyone. I'm just saying the fact that most of fairies used to being a cupcake lover. There are a lot of disgusting incident that it happened, that it made the fandom really bad. If you are a fairy, I'm really sorry for you, because you're a part of fandom that it made a lot of horrible thing. I'm really feel sorry. Like, imagine just try to being a creative by wearing a suit, like cosplay. I don't know what I should call it, but let's just say, like, you just want to have your own fun and people think that you are a cupcake lover. I know how it feels, alright? It's really, really bad, I really feel bad. As long there were a lot of disturbing things, those fandom even drawing NSFW. I'm not saying all of them, but yeah. Those fandoms, they have a lust, usually drawing NSFW or even sometimes talking to minors. And yeah, so it is really horrible. I'm not gonna speak about the incident that a lot of incident that it happened. Go ahead, just go search on YouTube things about fairies, like, you know. Anti-fairy. From their name, yeah, there are a bunch of people who hate fairies. Spoiler alert, all of them are actually children. I used to be one of them, and it really cringe to think about it. But at the same time, as long it was cringe, you have to think about the other side, that you don't have to think that they are just a bunch of people, like a bunch of children who really big fan of Packard, and you have to think about other side. If you remember the story that I used to tell you earlier, you will sometimes remember that even fairy can be wrong. I'm not telling all the fairies, but there's a two side of people who hate the fairies. One is the people who used to hate fairies because they were cringe. If that was the case, yeah, you can, I don't know, you don't have to stand with them. But there's the other side, people who hated the fairy because the horrible things that they had done. Let me remind you that not all the fairies are actually bad, but it really, I really feel bad because it's really sad to see the fact that some of them hated the fandom because in the end they are a little bit right, because yeah, most of fairies are actually BDF. It just keep making you getting confused whether if the anti-fairy are actually right or not. Usually anti-fairy getting went too far, so yeah. So yeah.
Everyone, my name is Amber, and welcome to my quadrobics tutorial. Today I'll be going over walk, trot, canter, run, and jump in quadrobics form. Let's get started.
The Therian. Well, those people who reminds me of the Splicer from BioShock because they wear animal mask. They are just like fairies, but they are actually, I'm not going to tell that they are worse than fairy, but they all act cringe if I can tell. They usually wear an animal mask and acting like they are animal and posting videos on TikTok that they are acting like animal. So yeah, it just really make it painful that to see those videos, and you will just feel pretty cringe. I'm not gonna harass anyone, as I mentioned, and don't go harass anyone. Please don't do that. I'm just telling my opinion. So yeah, what makes it worse is the fact when you see them, you can't. It just feels like you really feel bad to see them in this way. You know, I don't have so much to say, but all what I can tell, they are just a bunch of teenagers who are doing some cringe stuff. They think that they are an animal. Yeah.
We are the crystal gems. We'll always save the day. And if you think we can, we'll.
Steven Universe is actually a Cartoon Network show talking about the main character known as Steven fighting with the gems. Is talking about the power of friendship, I guess. And yeah, this show is not the best thing, in my opinion. The fandom are, let's just say, they are actually so weird though. There was a very tragic incident where it was about a girl who used to draw fan art about Steven Universe. One of the characters was actually a fat, not too fat, but she was fat, and she drew the character in she drew her skinny, which it made the fandom, the community, get angry on her, and they started to harass her. Alright, they started to harass her until they ruined everything. I'm not gonna speak about all the detail, but they actually did ruin her life. Okay, so she was thinking to go and suicide. Luckily she didn't, and she was talking to therapy, and the police even I don't know what happened, but all what I know that the poor girl got so much harassed just because she drew a character in a way that in a wrong way, how to explain, really childish, just like field when you draw with a bunny and you drew the we all know that his right arm is missing, but instead of drawing his right arm missing, you drew his left arm is actually missing, and you get mad because of this. This is so childish. Another incident that I remember, there was I'm not too sure, I guess one of the people there was a person who used to work in the studio. She drew, she shipped two characters, and the fandom was actually shipping them for a while. Alright? They thought that was a canon, but until they realized that wasn't a canon, so they got mad on this girl who worked in the studio, and she drew the fan art that she's shipping the characters. And they did harass and everything. Another incident, the original owner of Steven Universe, I guess she made a book. When you make a book talking about what was behind the scene and deleted scene and stuff, alright? One of the character, known as Garnet, the interesting thing about Garnet, her old design used to be, she looked like an old woman, but in a racist way. Because that was offensive, she changed the design, because this is normal. You don't want to have you don't want to be a racist, and she didn't mean to. She did it accident. She didn't want to be a racist. She didn't mean to, right? People got it wrong, and they started to be mad at the curator. Even if she didn't mean to, it was by accident. Hey, that was by accident. I didn't mean to make it racist. I'm not racist. Please, I'm not racist. I'm really, come on. What is the funniest?
Warmed up. It's gonna be extra easy for them to start spilling now. Oh no, I already hate it. What is this? Why are we immediately starting off with Angel? You guys don't understand how
Actually scared I am. Nothing's even happened yet.
I'm so fucking scared, dude.
Hazbin Hotel. Oh my god, Hazbin Hotel. What can I tell you about this show? Now, it is cringe. Of course it will be cringe, because the show by itself was actually cringe. If you made a cringe thing, what do you think about the fandom? Of course, the fandom will be cringe as hell. So, basically, this show talking about a hell where it got terminated by what do you call it? Angels, and we got the main characters, Charlie, and we got the radio demon, the loved character. We got so much characters like this cat and this weird cyclops, and we don't have to forget to mention our porn star friend, Angel Dust, if I remember. So, Charlie basically made an hotel so she can fix the demon. I'm not wondered why the fandom is cringe, because the show by itself is cringe. Oh, guess what? The same studio made another cringe show having the same vibe, known as Helluva Boss. Alright. It is actually an indie show, and I guess, yeah, it is now in Amazon Prime, just like Digital Circus and a lot of big shows. I don't have to explain them. I don't have to name them all. So, like the hell, I mean, this show really cringe because of the fandom. We got people who cosplay, people cringe. And do you remember the Clockhead 12, that person who made a rap battle with the Joker? He is actually a part of the fandom because you can tell by the t-shirt he wears. So yeah, And God, I still remember that woman was crying about a part. No, it is really cringe, really, really cringe. Very pathetic, Daddy's World. It is about a Roblox game. And me personally, I love this game, because I really love the character design and everything. I'm not part of the fandom, I just play the game. I remember I used to make creepy videos about Goop. Let's just shout out to that character. He's my favorite, and I really love him. He's the reason why I really love Dandy's World. So yeah, shout out to our beloved guy, Goop. So, now, what makes the community really creepy is they draw disturbing fan art, an SFW, and they actually ship characters in a very horrible way, like, they ship the stepfather that we know, Roger, with Toodle, the minor. Yeah, really, really horrible, yeah? And there's so many of disgusting ship, and they made a lot of horrible things. Really, really horrible, The game is really peak, And it's not that big deal. Like, the game is not very perfect. But hey, this is not our topic. The topic is about the fandom, not the game. So, yeah.
Listen to me.
Yes.
Listen to me.
Yes.
Shut that goddamn thing off. I don't care what you do. You get all that stuff off of there tonight.
I'm working on it.
Go work on it.
I am
Do
working.
you realize something? Let me tell you. If the health department of Greene County sees those videos that you put on the damn internet, they could condemn our house and we would have to move out of it.
I
So
see.
you go get
Sonic. I don't have to explain who is that blue hedgehog. He's so popular. And, it is a very perfect. He's actually the mascot of Sega. Alright. But the community, the fandom says something. As long the character is cool, and it has made a creepypasta about him, so many things, fan art, a lot of things. The fandom are actually a lot of creep. They had a fetish about the character. You know what? I say fetish. I mean they attracted to feet, pregnancy, var, a lot of disgusting thing. And I remember there was a serious animation talking about our little friend Tails was actually a yandere and who? Our iconic blue hedgehog, Sonic. And he was killing the characters. The serious animation was a little bit disgusting, you know, not because of the gore, but because there are disgusting things, are gross. But the worst part is the fetish stuff. So yeah, it's really disgusting.
The Forsaken Song starts now.
Forsaken. The fandom really toxic, really suck. When I played the game, they were just toxic to me and Mead. But this is not the point. The point that there was the character known as Cool Kid. They're actually based on a Roblox old creepypasta or hackers. In the game, Cool Kid is a minor, and people was drawing an SFW, and even they were shipping the characters. And I have to remind you that all of them, before the TV was coming, all the characters was actually boys, and some of them even based it on a real characters. David Bazuki, the pathetic guy who really ruined the game, and John Shitleski. So yeah, I really wanted to make the video much more interesting and spicy, and yeah, and there was more in the list. I was even thinking to add Loud House into this video, but I don't want to make the video much more longer. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, I hope you will put the like, and I even wish if you can subscribe to my channel for if you want to support me, and I hope I will post cool animation, and I hope you will join my Discord server. Feel free if you want to. Even you can draw a fan art. If you did, I will put it in the videos. If you don't, if you're not interested, it's okay. In the end, you're not forced. So goodbye.